This episode of Indie Mogul is brought to you by The Final Destination. Get ready for the ultimate 3D trip. Now playing.
Indie Mogul.
Michael Myers might be able to cheat death, but it's those doomed Final Destination kids who ruled the box office this weekend. How much of a killing did they make? Let's find out with some movie math. The Third Dimension breathed new life into Warner Brothers' 9-year-old franchise as it claimed the #1 spot with $28.3 million. That is by far and away the biggest opening ever for a Final Destination movie, ensuring that the franchise will rise again, and probably in 3D again. Yes, industry reports indicate that the reason the Final Destination had such a strong debut is those increased 3D ticket prices. And that's why Hollywood loves 3D. Ka-ching! Audiences like it too, though, and many of you felt it was this movie's saving grace. I asked you to rate the Final Destination on a 1 to 10, and you gave it a 6.5. And now for the one-sentence review challenge results. Here's the top 5, and as you know, all summer long, #1 has been getting a free pair of AMC movie tickets. Well, I'm happy to say that because BTT is cool like that, the free ticket giveaway is here to stay for the foreseeable future. As for this week, 5th place goes to Roller Coaster Tycoon 8, who says, "I thought it was amazingly good, probably because I'm a huge fan, but the deaths were original, the 3D was good, and while the CGI could have been better, it made up for it with the gore." In 4th place, Blackheart 103 points out, "I didn't know teenagers could purchase fine homes with fancy couches and a nice TV." At 3rd place, Coast Kid 345 reminds us that the film had very cool 3D effects, a few original and horrifying deaths, but people still need to understand that these movies are not about acting and plot. Meanwhile, runner-up Zakasur was disappointed, saying FD4 makes good use of the 3D technology and makes for a really fun film, but it serves the least amount of actual shocks or scares in the franchise and leaves you wishing that the destination wasn't so final. And winner of the 2 free movie tickets is Lovely X Lovegood, who keeps it real with honestly. This is one of the cheesiest and most pathetic films I've ever seen, yet surprisingly I kept wanting more and more as I was tightly glued to the edge of my seat. And holding the line at 2nd place is Inglourious Basterds with another $20 million. Falling 47%, Tarantino's Warpick is performing almost identically to District 9. Both ended their second weekend with $73 million, and if the comparison holds, Inglourious Basterds can look forward to District 9's solid yet not impressive third weekend. A 41% drop, $10 million haul for a total so far of $90 million. Will both movies also be remembered come award season? Only time will tell. Turns out Rob Zombie got the biggest scare of all this weekend as Halloween 2 debuted at #3 with $17 million. That's a far cry from when Zombie relaunched the franchise in 2007 with a $26 million debut. But since this movie only cost $15 million to make, Weinstein and Dimension should still see black instead of red at the bottom line. And Zombie's already done well enough to find his ticket out of the horror genre. He's just made a deal to direct a remake of the sci-fi classic The Blob with twice the budget to play with. And his first order of business is to get rid of the Blob. Would you be willing to see Rob Zombie's Blobless the Blob? And who can fill Steve McQueen's shoes? Write your answers down below. Elsewhere in the box office, the only thing high about taking Woodstock were the characters on screen, as the Focus Features pick debuted at #9 with just $3.7 million. While it only opened in a little over 1,000 theaters, its per-screen average was far from history-making. Apparently, after his box office and critical humiliation over 2005's Hulk, Ang Lee will never touch a major studio picture again. To some that's sad, and to some that's a blessing, but I think all would agree that Lee's gone too far in the other direction. As for the rest of the top 10, the smallest decline belonged to Julie and Julia, which fell just 16% in its 4th weekend. Up to $70 million so far, the femme food flick should continue to hold steady all through award season, as the industry is already complaining about the lack of strong female leading roles this year, which means Streep is a shoo-in for at least a nomination. But hey, Hollywood, I think you got a lot of nerve complaining about a situation you created. I saw a movie this weekend, and after the break, I'll tell you all about it.
For 10 years, one franchise reinvented death. This summer, death saved the best. Look out! For 3D.
Have you lost your mind?
The Final Destination.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Rated R. Now playing. Relive the first 3 movies on DVD.
What the fucking get him, man. One back, cut him off. Go.
This This weekend I saw The Final Destination in 3D. I know you can see it in regular D, but this movie is made to be seen in 3D, and that's really the only way you should see it. Sure, it's a cheese fest and plays more like a theme park ride than a movie, but I think that's what the filmmakers intended. This time around, they even added multiple premonitions where the main character not only initially sees how everyone will die, but also gets flashes of clues of how death is going to get its revenge. The flashes looked cool in 3D, and there were several clever uses of 3D throughout the movie. I think my favorite 3D touch would have to be the floating Band-Aid in the pool. So if you'd like to have the crap scared out of you and you enjoyed the first 3 Final Destination movies, which I did, then see this movie and see it in 3D. My favorite 3D horror movie would still have to be My Bloody Valentine, but this certainly proves 3D horror movies have a bright future at the Cineplex. So what do you think is the best movie of August 2009? Go to my Facebook page and vote in the poll. Right now, Inglourious Basterds is in the lead with District 9 coming in second. And speaking of Facebook, I'm now teaming up with Netflix to offer a special one-sentence review challenge every Monday. Just go to Netflix's Facebook page on Mondays and enter a one-sentence review for any movie you saw that weekend, in theaters or at home, for the chance to win a free prize from Netflix. Rate the OSR as a comment to the post announcing the challenge, which usually goes up in the late afternoon. I pick the top 5 every week, but please note that to be number 1, you have to live in the United States and be 18 or older. Sorry, but those are the rules. But Netflix Facebook fans, as well as a few BTT viewers, have been really bringing it, so if you enjoy some healthy competition, then come on over. As always, thanks for watching Movie Math, and I'll see you on Friday when Beyond the Trailer covers Gamer, All About Steve, and Extract. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math.
Subscribe, comment, rate it.